Hi everybody, my name is Jim and welcome back to another episode of The Lake Effect Gardener. I apologize if I sound kind of far away-ish. My wireless mic is having issues, so I'm just gonna kind of get a little closer to the camera and talk a little bit louder so that you can hear me. So anyways, I'm back in my shed and it's no longer, oppressively hot. Actually, we've had a huge cool down and I find it really interesting and intriguing. It was September 1st, okay, which was just a few days ago. When September 1st came around, it was like the heat, the humidity, the oppressive temperatures, the uncomfortable atmosphere just left the building. And today, right now, it's about 65 degrees and it's dry and it's sunny and it's gorgeous and just an ideal day for me to get out and to do some things in the garden. I have been back to school and it was just a couple of days of meetings and things like that. We actually don't get kids until next week, so it was kind of a relaxing couple of days just sitting through meetings and whatnot and kind of, getting my foot back into the water, so to speak. But now it is Labor Day weekend, so to all of my American viewers, I hope you guys have a really nice long weekend, and I hope the weather is really nice for you guys. So I'm going to be using this opportunity to harvest some potatoes. And if you guys remember last year, for my potato harvest, there really wasn't a harvest. I had about 3 grow bags, okay, and I got absolutely nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the kind of the main crop bed, okay? That's kind of across the path from the summer squash bed, okay? And I had 2 different varieties in there, the mid-season, which were the Kennebec, and then the russets that I have were kind of the late season potatoes. I'm going to leave the russets in for a little bit longer. Today I'm going to hopefully harvest some Kennebec potatoes, and I'm I'm keeping my fingers crossed. This is not going to be a situation where, I dig them up and I realize that if, nothing happened or I get very few, that I'm just going to toss this footage and you guys won't see it. I want to be completely open and honest with you. There's a couple of other things that I want to show you as well, just to give you a quick update on my fall plantings. So without further ado, let's head out. This is going to be hopefully a short video with hopefully great abundance. Let's head out right now. I've got my fork, I've got my big galvanized tub, and I hope that I can fill that gosh darn tub up with something. So let's go. We have beans. Now, this is the old broad bean bed that I turned over and sown with the Blue Lake bush beans. And I was a little wary at first because I thickly sown these rows, okay? There's 4 rows of beans here. And watered them in really well, and I don't know, it was maybe a few days after I had done that and came out here and I noticed that a lot of them had been dug up. Okay, so I was really annoyed because I had planted every single one of the bean seed that I had, and I was perturbed because that was it. I didn't have any more bean seed, and I really thought that it was, curtains. But because I thickly sown them, I actually got myself pretty good starting here, so I'm really happy about that. Hip hip hooray. So I'm going to keep an eye on these, and hopefully in the next couple of weeks they'll get nice and big, and I'll get some more. The same over here. All right, those are all the beans. I apologize for my shadow. More beans. So I have 5 rows of the bush, the Blue Lake bush. So yeah, let's see how far these will go, friends. Okay, we have about, you know, a month and a half, maybe 2 months until the first frost is likely to hit. I really hope that I can get something off of these. All right, now what we're here for, let's head over to the potato bed. Okay, so here we are at the potato bed, and I had taken all the foliage off. Okay, so, but I do have two very distinct rows of where I planted potatoes because they are semi-mounded. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and get stuck in. And you may want to turn your volume up if I do any talking, because like I said, I'm not mic'd. So I might have to shout. So let's get at it. Let's see. Please cross your fingers for me. Okay. Well, I can say automatically right now that I've had more success this year than last year. Yay! Look at that! Potatoes! Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm really out of shape. So those were the 2 rows of Kennebec, and I think I sowed maybe, I don't know, almost a dozen seed potatoes in these 2 rows, give or take. And this isn't the biggest harvest in the world, but like I said, it's a heck of a lot more than I got last year. So I'm really happy about it. And I got some really decent sized potatoes out of this harvest. So I'm thrilled to bits. I am. So, I think what we'll do is head back into the shed and have just a little chat. And I actually have some questions that I'd like to ask you guys. So let's head back in. So like I said, I started out with maybe close to a dozen seed potatoes, if that. I'm not completely, I can't remember honestly. I could look back and figure it out, but I definitely doubled my gains. Okay, it's not huge. I'm not going to feel dissuaded to grow these in the future, but that's kind of where I'm going to ask you friends who garden out there to weigh in, okay? How could I possibly increase my yield of potatoes for next year? What are some of the practices that you guys do in order to get the most amount? I mean, there are so many different ways. I've seen so many different ways of growing potatoes, from, gardening books to, television shows to other people's YouTube channels. It seems to be, kind of across the board. Everyone has a certain way of doing things. So not only, when it comes to sowing your seed potatoes, but, if you guys could tell me, those who have really great success with potatoes, which is probably 99% of everyone, me being the 1%, what do you guys do when you're sowing your potatoes? How deep you sow them? If you add any nutrients? What is your potato regimen? Please share those comments in the box below. I would love to know the secret of your success. If you want to get even more scientific and talk about perhaps the pH of your soil, etc., that would be even more helpful to me. Because granted, this is definitely the biggest harvest of potatoes that I've ever had. So yes, I am patting myself on the back for a job well done. I would like to have twice as many of these, okay? So another thing is space, okay? That's a pretty small bed. So again, I'm happy with the yield, but I would like to try to increase it more. So any help that you guys can give me, throw them in the comments box below so that I can be ahead of the curve next year. I'll be interested to see how well the russets do. And I'm not sure when I'm going to dig those up, but I'm going to let that bed rest a little bit before I come in with the tiller and get things broken down. And my seedlings that I have over on the little table outside the tunnel, they're just doing their thing, and they're quite happy. So I might just throw some things in that bed. I'm not going to fill it up completely because, a great deal of those I want to put in my tunnel because I'm thinking very tunnel-centric right now. I have tunnel vision, okay? So that's it for me. Kind of a quickie, or maybe not. I won't know until I edit it, of course. Probably quicker than usual. My next video is going to come out on Monday. It's going to be a Make Do Monday, and it's going to be all about seed saving, okay? In particular, tomatoes. And I'm going to show you exactly how I save my tomato seed step by step. The tomatoes are still trucking along. Yeah. Blight hasn't really taken hold of the stem. I've taken off more foliage. I still have a lot of green on there that is looking quite good. So maybe it isn't even blight. Maybe it's rust. I have no idea. But they're still going. I still have a lot to harvest. But nonetheless, Monday, Make Do Monday, tomato saving tips. Okay, tomato seed saving tips. So please tune into that. If you've never done it before, it's super easy. Kind of a fun activity. And then you get to reward yourself by having some sort of delicious tomato dish to eat afterwards. So I hope you guys are well. I hope that things have cooled off for you a bit. I know autumn is really beckoning right now, isn't it? It's really knocking on the door. And of course, on social media, everyone is all about pumpkins and mums and pumpkin spice this. And part of me is like, oh, yay, I like autumn, I really do, and I love Halloween. It's like one of my favorite holidays ever. But just the same, I'm still hanging on to summer as long as I possibly can. So, one last thing, and I did mention it quickly in my August video, but it was like a ticker that went along, the bottom of the page. For those people who are following and participating in the hashtag Transatlantic Melon Challenge, okay? Start posting your pictures if you haven't posted them yet. If you have posted pictures already on social media, but you haven't used the hashtag Transatlantic Melon Challenge, please go ahead and tag those photos, videos. If you guys have, grand reveals, we're going to try the melon type of thing video, please add those as well. Jane, Kelly, and I would like to compile all of these into kind of a fun, cool video to see melon growing all over the world. And pretty soon, in a couple of weeks, I'll be dropping a video myself of harvesting and sampling the lovely sugar baby watermelons that I have growing in the tunnel. So make sure you guys do that. The sooner the better. We want to get, stuff kind of buttoned up with that. Put the challenge to bed. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Hit the thumbs up, like that stuff, and leave your comments and the notification bell so that you can see when I drop a video, which is usually 7 a.m. here at the States, and goodness knows when across the pond. So be back really soon, guys. Take care and have fun continuing your lovely harvests. I hope you get more potatoes than me. So long.